building. And this community came together and put together a brick campaign. I bought one for my son. I was pregnant at the time. My son's 23 now. And brick by brick, the money was raised to be able to reinvent this institution and bring it back to the state of New Hampshire and the citizens of the state and the city of Portsmouth as well. And I think it's a remarkable story, and I think that there's some continuity of that story in regards to the film. The theater is a result of countless numbers of people working so hard through a common sense of purpose and a shared vision. And I think the screening of this film is much like that, and like the story of this theater. The film presents an opportunity to come together, to define a shared vision, to execute a common cause through a similar sense of purpose of gender equality. And the third reason why it's so thrilling to be on the stage, again, is this panel of people. You've heard their biographies, and we'll talk a little bit more of that, too. I've been asked to tell just a little bit about myself before I actually introduce our panelists. I want you to know that I've been involved in the women's movement since I was born. My mother and my grandmother were activists in the women's movement too. And they taught me that I have a voice, and because I have the gift of a voice, I therefore have the responsibility to articulate and express my thoughts and opinions and engage others to the best of my ability, to the best for all people, to the betterment of society, to be a contributor to the social structure. I've always believed that gender equality, sexism is not a woman's issue. I was very happy to see that element in the film this evening. As the mother of a son, I believe that it's a people's issue and that it's as much about what we teach our boys as it is about what we teach our girls. And I hope that we can talk a little bit about that tonight as well. I'm happy to see so many families here, children and parents of guests and attendees. And I hope that because of that we can have a multiple generational conversation about gender equality and sexism and the role of the media. I do want to introduce one guest in the room because I just think the world of her. Please forgive me, there's unabashed and unapologetic. I'm a cheerleader, but Molly Hodgson-Smith is in the room tonight. You knew I was going to do that, and her daughter, who's 16. Molly runs the Chamber of Commerce in Dover, and Molly, stand up for a second, because she just runs a terrific Chamber of Commerce. She's a remarkable woman, and I hope you have a chance to meet her tonight. She might be helping me with microphones or audience questions. And her daughter, Morgan. I also want to introduce Gemma French. I didn't see where you're actually seated, Gemma, but Gemma is the Marketing Vice President and Public Relations person. You do deserve a round of applause, Gemma. Gemma's with me at the Chamber of Commerce in Manchester, and Gemma will be at the base of the stairs this evening for your index cards. If you're not shy about speaking or stating your opinion or processing your emotions in public, then Mary Jo Brown will be with you tonight with the microphone and running through the audience and allowing you an opportunity to express your opinions so that our panelists can hear it. So your panelists, thank you so much for being here tonight. I know you could be anywhere else. And I know each of you, and I know that this is a very important subject, and you all come to this with a particular silo of experience and information, social media, print media, communications and technology, and of course the media and press. All three of you interface with that. To my immediate left is Sharon McCarthy, president of McLean Communications, and then I've got Virginia Prescott, who is the host of NHPR, Word of Mouth, and Barbara McLeod, principal at Cross Current Communications. And on the end is Katie Delahaye Payne, founder of KD Payne and Partners. This evening, women and ladies and gentlemen too in the audience, I hope that we can talk about the inconvenient truth of sexism and the media. Just a little bit of groundwork. Our goal of the evening is to have a lively and fast-paced dialogue that showcases how the film connects New Hampshire, and specifically with you as panelists. And again, there'll be an opportunity for audience members to put questions on cards or pop into a microphone if you're not shy about speaking publicly. For the panelists and for the audience too, just a brief overview of the intention of the film. Jennifer Siebel Newsom sought to expose how mainstream media contributes to the underrepresentation of women in positions of power and influence. Second, I think most important, is the challenges the media's limited and often disparaging portrayal of women and girls make it difficult for women to achieve leadership positions. And what does that mean to this issue and the average woman to feel powerful? And the facts. We heard a lot of facts. They were compelling to me, statistics and facts. I'm sure they were to you and all of you, as well as sitting next to Sharon, and our jaws kept unhinging as we were saying. We just didn't know. We can't believe it. So the facts and statistics that shaken us, but arm us with a whole new perspective from this movement forward. And we'll close again this evening by thanking our partners. And so let's just get on with it. I have so many things I want to bring, and Sharon, I'm going to pull out some questions while you're talking, but I really just like to give each of you a chance to react to this film and share the process of going through your emotional journey from what you saw tonight. Sharon, you and I talk. Would you mind beginning? What did you think of this film? Sharon's the mother of 2 beautiful daughters, puppies and horses and all of that. But as a mother and an employer and a CEO in a state of very few, how do all of those elements affect your process of feelings, your intellectual and academic opinions about what you saw tonight?